You are tuned in to the City League Sports Show. Guest, this is your place to learn about all the great players past and present that have worn a City League uniform. I'm your host, Dr. Vince Clarino. Today in the studio, we are getting down with the Mifflin High School Punchers Softball Team. In the studio, come on, I'm going to say this again 2-3 times. In the studio is the legendary, and I say that with the highest level of respect, head coach Mike Marshall. He is joined by players Eve Greenwood and Paris Fowler. We're going to get into it. We're going to start. Eve, we'll start with you. Say hello to everybody. Say your name so they can kind of catch your voice so our radio listeners know who you are.
Hi, I'm Eve Greenwood. I'm the pitcher.
I'm the pitcher. That's cool. I'm Eve, and I'm the pitcher. You know what I mean? Come on, Paris. Say hello to everybody.
Hey everybody, my name is Paris and I'm the catcher.
Oh, we got a pitcher-catcher duo here, so we know what's going on here. This should be fun. We're turning now. Legendary coach Mike Marshall, man. Say hello to Central Ohio, man. Long overdue for you to be here joining us today.
Hey, just happy to be here. Coach Mike Marshall from Mifflin High School, proud puncher.
Yeah. Hey, look. So this is how we're going to start today's show. Coach Marsh, you have done so much in Central Ohio, man, for young people, and you've touched two very prominent platforms. We'll get a little bit into life sports, but you've touched life sports. You've touched Columbus City Schools. I honestly think everybody in Central Ohio knows you. To be honest with you, I think all of us know you in some form or fashion. As a kid, we've met you as a young person, or we've met you in this platform of athletics. As you look back, man, just in general, because I say, what haven't you coached? You've been a staple of Mifflin for forever, right? I think as long as anyone can ever remember.
90s and the 90s.
But as you look back, man, what does Mifflin High School mean to you?
Oh, that's family. I've been at Mifflin since 1997, 98, and retired and came back. A lot of great memories, a lot of great kids.
Yeah.
Coached several sports, as you said. Just great memories.
Yeah.
So it's just building on. Actually had a child to leave New Albany and come to Mifflin, so it's nice to see her picture on the wall and her name on the banners and things like that. So
Certainly.
Yeah, I'm well invested in the Mifflin.
Yes, indeed you are. And so young ladies, Paris, I'll start with you. Sometimes when you're in the midst of it, you don't really know. But as you see Coach Marshall, can you understand all of this history and everything that he brings to the table? Do you all kind of see that as players? Are you a senior?
Yeah.
You're a senior. So have you been at Mifflin all 4 years? Mm-hmm. Okay. So can you kind of see that as a legendary coach like Coach Marshall?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What how long have you been playing softball? Give us a little bit about your time frame.
I started playing last year, so I was a junior.
So you're new to the sport relatively.
Made first team is her first year, so
okay. So you started playing last year for the first time, and tell us about how that happens then. Like, I mean, that's not the common softball story where somebody starts playing as a junior.
I mean, I just got into the sport and then I liked it, so I just kept playing.
Well, no, you ain't getting off that easy. So, hey, so let me share with all our listeners. Paris and Eve thought they were coming in here to a talking show and they weren't going to talk. We ain't letting them off the hook that easy at all. Our listeners want to hear. I want to know also. Who got you to come out there day one? Is that dad? Is that a friend? Is that Coach Marshall? Who convinced you that you should walk out onto a softball diamond having never played? Because that's a pretty intimidating action, to be very young. I don't know if you saw it that way, but I want to know who gets some love for that action to encourage you to get out there.
I'd give it to Coach Marshall.
Okay, so Coach Marshall saw you in the hallways, said, come on, let's come play. No?
No, I was doing a magic trick. She walks into the classroom.
Okay, come on, tell me how this
story happens. And this magic trick was phenomenal because her last name is Fowler. Okay. I asked her, I said, are you people from Georgia? She said, yes. So you're people from Augusta? She says, yes. I said, you have a cousin who plays pro football. She said, I don't know that. I named her cousin. She called her mom, and that was her family.
Do you remember this day?
Kind of.
Okay. So, but how did she end up on a softball field?
I stayed on her. Every time I seen her, I told her I could tell she was great. It wasn't her character. The big thing was coming into the auditorium. I started subbing in the auditorium, and she was in there, and then she would come in, and she got that smile that can, light up a room.
Certainly.
So I knew that would help us, regardless of what her talent was like.
Figure it out
her
somehow.
Personality, yeah.
So Coach Marshall encouraged you to come out and play softball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then when you got out there, was it all the fun you expected it to be?
No, I didn't really think I would. Well, I'm just.
No, you can be honest. Hey, there's no wrong answers on here.
Well, at first I thought it was just gonna be I didn't really think it was gonna be that fun, but afterwards it was good. I liked it a lot.
Okay. Eve, what about you? How did you get introduced to softball? Tell me where your journey begins. Are you gonna tell me last year also one day Coach Marshall was doing a magic trick?
Definitely not.
Okay.
I started playing about 9 years ago.
Okay.
I started in a rec league in the summer. One of my classmates just invited me to come play on her team in the summer that her dad coached. And I ended up really liking it.
Middle school, I take it? Is that middle school time
Elementary
frame?
school.
Elementary school you started playing, okay. Elementary school, classmate says, hey, Eve, my dad is a softball coach. You should come play. You go home and tell mom or dad, or who do you tell?
I told both my parents.
Tell parents.
And they kind of made a face at me because I grew up doing ballet.
Okay. So prior to that, no real sports?
Nope.
Per se, and I'm not saying ballet, but ballet is an art.
Yeah.
Right. So no sports, and then they look at you and say what?
Yeah. They thought I'd be scared of the ball, and I did kind of run away from it at first.
Okay.
But after maybe getting hit with the ball a few times, I think I got a little tougher, and I ended up really liking it.
Good for you.
I came back every summer, started playing in the fall too.
Oh, that's when you start getting serious. When you go from playing a little rec league and then you get out there in the fall session. That's how I remember my son was playing. Next thing we know, we playing fall ball. Then we playing spring. Now we travel. I'm going. We didn't baseball parents, but I'm sorry. So good. So you started playing a little bit of fall ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played fall with my rec league, and then the next year tried a travel team that I played on for 2 years, and then it was high school. So.
What was that laugh for? You had a moment just now. You and
stopped my
Paris had a moment. You had a little
I was
moment
moving
there.
my chair, and he just stopped the chair.
Oh yes, indeed. Yeah. Well, so during pre-show, like
That's
I
the
said,
culture. That's the culture.
As nervous as they are, they're like rocking and not talking. But we're going to warm them up for you, everybody. Today, we're going to keep on going down this road. But you're saying so you've been in the sport for a while.
Yeah.
So did you start playing in the 9th grade? At Mifflin, were you playing since you arrived at the scene there? You say, hey, look, let's get it in. I want to play. I've been playing for quite some time.
Yeah, so I actually go to Fort Hays, and I went to Fort Hays my freshman year, and they don't have sports.
Yeah.
So I had to play with my home school,
Certainly.
and I didn't know anyone there, so I was very scared. And my first practice, I showed up, and it was just Coach Marshall there because they'd canceled the practice.
Okay.
And he introduced me to how everything would go, what the team would be like, and ended up
What's it
being
like playing
a
for
lot of
Coach
fun.
Marshall? You can put him on the spot. This is a safe space. You get to say whatever you want. That's what we tell all the student athletes.
right.
This is a safe space. You get to say whatever you want. How's it like for playing for Coach Marshall? Is he tough, or is he fun? Is he a teddy bear? Is he a military coach? What is he?
I'd say he can be kind of tough, especially when he knows that our players can do better than they're doing.
Certainly. We want to bring out the best. That's what coaches do. Coaches
Yeah.
strive to bring out the best in players.
Yeah, so he's definitely he definitely makes sure that we put our best selves out there. And
Nice.
he calls you out when you don't do that.
Certainly, we all need a little bit of that type of love. We're going to circle back to you because I don't want to get too far away from the baseballs hitting you. But Coach, I'll turn to you. As you're out there, Coach, how long have you been doing softball at Mifflin?
Well, I started out with baseball.
Started out with baseball.
98, 97.
So 20 plus years ago.
And I transferred over to softball maybe around 2009 or 10. My daughter came over.
Okay.
She came over, and I wanted to spend a little more time with her.
Yeah.
Having to share, them with me or myself with the whole, Mifflin
Yes,
community.
indeed.
I wanted to spend some time with her and her sports as well. So when she transferred over, I told her I would, help out with basketball and softball. And she went on to play college softball. So.
Yeah, the things that she was involved in.
Yes.
When you met Eve, that's like you have two interesting introductions to both of these to these student athletes here. When you met Eve, she shows up one day after school looking for a practice. It's canceled. You're the only person around.
Sunday night.
Oh, a Sunday practice that it was supposed to be.
We do a lot of Sundays at Mifflin because we try to get their younger
Extra
siblings in as well, just the family thing.
Certainly.
And and as a matter of fact, we have our banquet Wednesday, and I can't wait to tell that story.
Yeah.
And Miss Fowler is going to give her testimony. She's going to tell a little bit about her life so the other kids can see. They can't see. They can see her glory.
Yeah.
They don't know her story.
That's right. And that is important because a lot of times, like I think for anyone who maybe is running around out there successful, people don't know all the things you're going on, dealing with maybe behind the scenes.
That's right.
And for those that are able to step out and allow their best kind of self to shine, right? It is, that in itself speaks to a level of leadership and character and all of those things. So, Coach, let's talk about the season a little bit. Are y'all having fun? Who's kicking butt? You got a pitcher, you got a catcher here. I mean, is this the dynamic duo?
This is dynamic duo. We started out maybe 6 or 7-0.
Yeah.
Okay.
We lost our first game to Whetstone. They beat us handily, 15-1.
Okay.
Our girls thought that we were outclassed, and I told them, I don't think we hit the ball.
Yeah.
I didn't think we played our best.
Certainly.
So I told them, we'll see if we improve between the time of that time and the next game.
Play them again, down the road.
Hadn't beat Centennial, if ever, and we beat Centennial.
Okay.
Tough game by 1 run. The next day, was that the next day we played Whetstone or 2 days later?
It was the next day.
The next day.
Yeah, because in the sport of baseball and softball,
Yes,
every day is game day, right? Because of the reschedules. You know what I mean? If you get one, you can go through 2-3 games in a row. You can have double headers, and then you cannot play for a week.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. So we played Whetstone, and they've run ruled us every time we played them. Historically, I don't know if we've ever beat them, but in the 4th inning, we're probably up 2-0.
Oh, wow.
Great game. And then they came back to win.
Got their sticks going a little bit.
Yeah, 5-2. Great game.
Wow.
Of course, our girls didn't hold their heads down. That was our shot to get to the city, though.
Okay.
And every girl on our team, we try to get them in the game. So that makes it tough to, when you're subbing.
Yeah, because you want everybody to have an opportunity.
But most of our girls play every game regardless of the score.
Okay.
So, you take that rule away, maybe we're a little more competitive, but I don't want to miss those girls who've been in practice and their parents are there, and they deserve to get out there and grow. Yeah. It's hard to grow from the sideline.
Certainly.
When I watch AAU basketball and sometimes I cringe to see a kid only play 2 minutes, and
let me share this piece for you as we're speaking a little bit. This is for our parents. So we give tips and tidbits to everybody.
Right.
I'm going to interject here for a moment as we drift a little bit away from Mifflin softball. One of the things that I share with parents, though, is find the appropriate out-of-season experience for your kids.
Yes.
I know some parents, and since we're talking like baseball and softball, I know some parents, even when my son was playing, they said, man, I want my kid to play for such and such travel team.
Right.
I get that. And I'm not knocking you, but is your kid at that level?
That's right.
Right? Because you can put your kid at that level on this high-end team. Right. I'm using air quotation, my radio listeners, and then they don't play.
Right.
But that's not a good that's not the level for you. So I share in conjunction with what you said about AAU basketball. Don't necessarily chase the team name, the branding, those things when you're playing in these out-of-season. Chase the opportunity. Awesome. If your kid isn't playing, then you're not getting an opportunity. Now, if you say to yourself, hey, look, I want my kid to just be practicing with the best, then accept that and know that you're probably not going to maybe play in some of the competitions.
That's
but
awesome.
But that was my little parent tidbit. We got parents we got parent listeners, we got student listeners, we got coach listeners, we got a little bit of everything that follows the show. But Eve, Paris, you're not getting away from it. I see you, woman. But Eve, I want to hear about give everybody who maybe aspires to play a little bit of softball or baseball. You said you got hit by the ball a few times. Your parents wasn't sure you could take it. Is it that bad? It's not that bad if you get hit a few times,
No,
right?
it's definitely not that bad, especially in fourth
Paris
grade
is
when they're
smiling
barely
and laughing a little bit. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You said it's not that bad. My apologies.
Yeah. I think I probably needed to get hit with the ball once or twice to realize it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have been growing up scared.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was bound to happen at some point in 9 years, but I think it just teaches me that it's nothing to be scared of, and that I could actually keep doing this and I could get better.
Yeah. Okay. Paris, what keeps you coming back? You're 2 years into softball. What kept you coming back?
Sorry.
Nope. And I'm not saving you this time. So
I like the sport and like just having a team where we can be like compatible and stuff, and it's just fun playing with everybody.
Okay. But I hear that. That's big picture. That's team culture stuff. I want to know, what is it about soccer? Because that means you could be playing soccer or you could be on the tennis team. Is there something about softball that you're enjoying? Do you enjoy the crack of the bat, the hit? You're back here. You're catching, right? You're the catcher for the team. What is it that's bringing you back?
Being the catcher for her and hitting the ball.
Okay. Can you hit?
Yes.
Hey, look, you said that definitively. I asked a question. You certainly said that with some confirmation. Yes,
definitely
indeed.
can.
So you can get in there. You're not afraid. Pitchers coming at you. You can get a good crack on the ball.
Yeah.
Okay. Coach, how is she as a hitter?
She leads us in most statistics hitting wise.
Okay.
She hits the ball really well. She got hit recently at catching. She was laughing about being a pincushion for them balls, but she took her first real blow in our last game, but she shook it. Both of these girls are really tough. Don't look at them smiles.
Yeah, they ain't fooling me, man. We 70 shows in. I done had lots of young women come here, young ladies come in, and then you smile and I go out and watch them, and you see that fierceness, and there's nothing wrong with that. When you get out there and you compete, you're allowed to be as fierce as you want. That's your haven. That's your safe place to go out and play. But so you can hit a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Do you got any home runs this season?
Yes, I have, I think 4.
4 home runs?
She got 2 in our first game.
Okay.
Of the season.
You got any triples?
Yes.
Yeah.
She can run.
Okay. So you can get after it a little bit.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, all right. We're gonna keep going down this road, and we'll get you there. Coach, let's shift for a moment for you and your time. There's an organization, and we're not going to spend a lot of time here today. We're not talking necessarily about Life Sports, but Life Sports was a summer youth camp here, and still is in Central Ohio. Started off called NYSP.
Yes.
And so through those platforms, you've met a lot of young people. NYSP, Life Sports brought in kids from all over the city, and then you obviously get to know kids from being at Mifflin High School. Do you find yourself when you go out places just having known and talked to kids from all over the places? Is that your typical Central Ohio experience?
My wife does not like to go anywhere with me in public.
I bet.
Because I know a lot of people in Columbus. And the great thing is, I know generations of people.
Yeah.
Grandparents, the parents, and their kids now.
Certainly.
So, that's awesome. And in Ohio State, they treated me like a king, man. They allowed me to teach kids from all over, inner city, suburbs. They allowed me to have 1,000 kids on campus. Mm-hmm. And
I was an NYSP kid.
Okay.
Yeah, I was an NYSP kid.
So I probably had to have it.
Yeah.
But Coach Owens, who passed away recently, was my assistant. And between him and I, we could talk to most of the parents and very rarely had situations that we couldn't handle. And it was just a beautiful situation. And it started to break down racism. People don't know that it was a program built to bring black and white kids together through sports. Yeah. Swimming, because black and white kids didn't mix in the water. Most parents didn't let them get in the water. Right. And basketball. Especially if a white kid can play basketball with some black, he's the man. So that worked real well. And it was something I loved doing. So I did that for 25 years.
And then I understand when you were in high school, you played baseball, You played football, you played basketball,
and volleyball.
football, and volleyball.
And was a
there was guys volleyball back then when you was a kid.
Yeah, I tried to get Oakley. Oakley was my tight end in football, and Tim McGee of the Cincinnati Bengals was a receiver. I tried to get them to play volleyball. They laughed at me.
Yeah.
But I played volleyball.
Yeah, well, I was a lifeguard also, man. So I did my. I was a swimmer growing up. My dad was a Navy guy, man. So we had to swim in my house, and we in turn, I did my swimming lessons over at Salesians downtown, which is near where the studios are that we're at here today. So circling back to Mifflin softball, how's the season going? You both are seniors, right? Mm-hmm. How would you say the season's going? You've been playing for 4 years. How is this season compared to some of the others?
I think this was definitely one of our best seasons. We just had a really motivated group of girls. A lot of them, it's their first year playing. And that's really hard to come into a sport for the first time.
Yeah, especially softball.
Especially softball.
Yeah, there's so many plays to know.
Sports, man. Yeah.
And so many of our opponents have been playing for years and years, at least like through high school. And I think they just did a really good job of staying excited about the sport and not letting things go, especially when we were losing to a team. They just got to see that's what a good team looks like, and we're a good team too. We could get there, but
Paris, let me ask you this question: for a kid that comes in new to a sport, in particular maybe softball, how did you adjust? What was it that allowed you to find some success? What advice would you give to somebody else who's sitting at home right now? They hear the show. They're a sophomore, because I'm gonna create your picture all over again. They're a sophomore. They've never played softball, and next spring, whatever school they're at, their coach Marshall says, come out and play softball, right? When they're a junior in high school, 16, 17 years old, what advice do you have for them?
I would say try it and just keep practicing, and you get better eventually.
Okay. Is that how it played out for you? Did you play any summer softball last year after the season was over?
No.
But you played as a junior, but this is your second year playing.
Yeah.
And so you're just out here just a natural then.
Yes.
Right? Is that what you would say?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you enjoying it enough that you want to try to pursue it after high school, or?
Yeah.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Okay. All right. Coach, as you hear that, what advice do you give maybe to a kid who's sitting out there and trying to figure out how they can fit into their school community?
Well, I think one thing that people overlook is their regrets in life.
Okay.
When you're sitting on that deathbed, it's not going to be about what you did, it's what you didn't do. And so many people say, I wish I had a.
Yeah.
So as a coach, I look at those kids. We have a coach, my assistant coach is Coach T, Coach T's, we always call him Coach T. Caslin, his first name, Thompson. And Paris is his, she's just that person for him. And I've been telling him about Paris.
Yeah.
And when she came out, he couldn't believe it. Everything I said, that's who she was.
Yeah.
And so all those kids who don't play, just give yourself a chance. I think you deserve your best version of you, and you don't know who that is.
Where you get that one from, Coach?
Oh, man, Coach, you got so many years.
You got that one. You pull that out of your back pocket.
I got
Say that one again. I don't know if you did, but I'm going to definitely use that one. Say that one more time.
You deserve
for everybody
to be your best version of you.
Man, I love that one, man. I've never heard that before, and I've been around sports a long time.
That's the difference between living and existing. Some people just exist. And when I see kids in the hall, sometimes some just gravitate me to them.
You deserve the best version of you. I like that one. I'm sorry, I'm a little hung up on that one. But so, in seeing that, do you use that energy to help encourage kids to participate? Is that part of it? If I can get them out there, coach?
If I can get them out there, and that's my goal, I try to get them out there. And once they see these ladies, let me give you an example. We have senior week. We don't have senior night. Every day. Friday, we didn't have a game. They were there.
Okay.
And I miss you. You were passing as I was coming in. But one of the young ladies made sure that they had something really, really nice. Mom went way out. The chocolate-covered strawberries, the cookies, the pretzels, and I thought that was awesome.
Right.
So we need to celebrate small victories. I think so much in life we overlook stuff, and then we want to jump on with something big, but every victory should be counted. every video.
Yeah. I mean, that's powerful stuff. We sit here today. We got 2 first team. We got all league type players with us. And now, so I understand Coach was sharing a little bit about this story. Magic trick is going on. You walk through the door. I don't know how he knew you was from Georgia, right?
So I went to college with her first cousins, her mom's first cousins.
Okay.
That Fowler name was strong. And when she said Georgia, when she said Augusta, and that's who it was. I talked to mom almost passed out. She said, there's no way.
Small world all of a sudden, right?
Small world.
When you hear those types of connections, did that help you? You say, oh, yeah, now I can get out here. Maybe we're going to have a little. So what'd you do your first 2 years? Did you play any other sports? No. So you went through 9th and 10th grade, super athlete, but didn't play any sports?
Nope.
When you look back on that, do you wish that you did?
Yeah, I think I would have been like way better than what I am now.
Okay. But that's okay. You start, you know what I share with people? Start from where you're at.
That's right.
You ain't got to try to figure out why you didn't start from whatever other point. Start from where you at. So if this is where you at today, then you start from right here. It's okay to start from right here because there are many more opportunities ahead of you. I know a lot of times when you're a senior in school, and I share this for all parents, kids, coaches, and everyone, senior year, because we do all of this kind of, and I'm using air quotations again, we do this end of year stuff, end of season stuff. So it feels like as a senior, everything's coming to an end, but it actually isn't. Actually, everything is beginning. It is a new start that is ahead of you. And while this one chapter comes to an end, you two young ladies and everyone else has many, many, many more chapters to write in your life story. This is just one part of it. You'll look back on this show and you'll say, look at me, I was a superstar back then, and now I'm even more of a superstar now, right. On what you're doing.
She's kind of humble. She plays basketball, played this year. It was her first year.
Oh, wow, okay.
Eve plays. She's my setter in volleyball, and she bowls. So I coach bowling as well, but I coach the boys. But keep Eve with me. Try to just keep them around.
Just keep them around. Do something. Be a part of the school culture here.
And I get to tease them a lot, too.
Yeah. I shared with you when we started. It goes by very quickly. You know what I mean? Half an hour has flown by here today. And so I want to turn to both of you. Paris, we'll turn to you first. You got to say more. Give us 3 or 4 sentences here if you want to. But share anything you want to share that we didn't talk about. Anybody you want to give a shout out to? You got anybody you want to give some love here today?
To my dad. He's like behind me and
in studio with us, yes indeed. Yeah, I mean, no one can sing, but Dad is here in studio. Yes indeed. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And all of our friends on our teams.
Nice. You want to give your teammates some love here today?
Yeah.
I appreciate it. What's Dad's name? Put him on the spot.
Maurice Brown.
Come on, Maurice Brown. Okay, Eve, what you got?
I gotta say like the same thing. My parents.
Good for them for taking the young lady. Hold on, we're not gonna miss this. Eve's parents took a young lady who was in ballet, who came home at what age? How old were you? 6, 7?
A little older than that. 4th grade? I don't know.
I don't know how. 10. Are you 10 in 4th grade?
Yes.
So Eve, the 10-year-old, comes home and says, such and such friend in school said, let's go play some softball. And Eve's parents said, sure.
They just rolled with it.
Good for them.
They went out and got some yard chairs so they could come watch games and sit in the shade. And they've been my mom at least has been at every game this season. My dad has made most of them.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're the only ones in our cheering section, but they're always there.
That's right.
Yeah.
And my catcher, of course, she deals with all the crazy things I do. Sometimes they'll be like, I'm going to try a new pitch.
You're laughing.
Yeah.
Or I'll pitch a bunch of high ones. She's like, what is happening?
That's right.
I don't know.
Catchers have to have a lot of patience for their pitchers because when you're pitching and if it gets off a little bit and you're having a bad day, the catcher has to help you look good.
Oh, yeah.
The catcher's got, you know what I mean? I remember one time my son was playing baseball and he was kind of all over the place. And I said, man, he's making, but he's diving in the dirt. He's stopping pitches, which really helps you out. Then you get to settle in.
That's right.
As a pitcher, when your catcher is doing a really phenomenal job, you can settle in a little bit. Okay, I got these bad wild pitches out of me. Right. Now I can relax a little bit. So good for you for giving her some love. Mom and Dad, who, like I said, takes the ballerina and lets her turn into a softball player, and then in turn your catcher who's making you look good. Anybody else you want to shout out?
I guess the rest of the team, especially our senior week, they made it really special. I'm going to miss them a lot, and they just keep saying how they're going to miss us. I'm like, I'll have to come back and watch games because they've all grown so much this year, and I don't think they realize that.
Yeah.
But I can see, like, I look at someone, I can see, you're going to be catcher next year. You're going to try pitching next year.
Nice.
And I can just see them getting better at these things and starting in these positions.
How many seniors on the team?
6.
Mm-hmm. How many seniors were on the team when you were a freshman?
I think just one.
Yeah.
Just one. She was from
And
Cos.
just one last year.
Just one last year, and then the year before.
Good for you all.
Maybe
Build
8.
it up.
Right.
We building programs.
They set
in
the
here.
standard,
Yes,
man. They
indeed.
set the standard.
Coach, what you got before we get out of here?
Well, neither one of these young ladies mentioned their grade, so give your GPA.
Yeah, come on.
I think 3.9 right now.
Nice.
0.9.
Paris got this big
Oh,
contagious
she
smile. Don't
does.
say anything. No, just laughing the whole time.
I think mine's like a 3.1.
Good for you all. So you get it done in the classroom.
Oh, yeah.
Student athletes. Go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I would like to shout out, of course, to all the punchers who've ever attended Mifflin, and the kids from Ohio State, all the kids in Columbus. I just wish they'd try, get that effort.
Yeah.
That's so important, man. It's so important. Every time you meet somebody, it's either a blessing or a lesson. And when they become one and the same, you got to cherish that.
There you go.
I don't have to say a sermon because I got 2 sermons right in front of me. They can watch a sermon instead of listening.
Talk it every day.
So they're going to be sorely missed, but their names will go on. Actually, we painted their names in the ground.
Yeah.
And I made a decision that they will never be painted over. We'll add,
Yeah.
but we're not going to paint over their name.
That's good stuff. Hey, look, we've had an amazing and fun show here today. Much respect to you all. Give Mifflin Punchers some love out here, right? Fun show. Coach, as I started off, the legendary Mike Marshall, I appreciate you sitting down and joining with us, man. Truly do. Give you all your flowers. Paris, we're going to get you to talk more. Somewhere out there, you're going to have to talk more. I heard Coach say he's going to make you give a speech or something.
That's right.
So get ready. Get your speech voice together. Eve, it's been a pleasure. You all have been a lot of fun. I got to read some stuff here to get us out of here. So catch our future episodes out there on WCBE 90.5 FM. Whatever platform you listen to your favorite podcast, follow us on Apple or Spotify. And come on, everybody out there, you social media generation, follow us on Instagram at City League Sports 614. I'm your host, Dr. Vince Clarino. This is City League Sports.